Angel Reese has suddenly disappeared from the spotlight, leaving fans, analysts, and even her own teammates scrambling for answers. What was first brushed off as just rest has now spiraled into a full-blown mystery that's shaking women's basketball to its core. The LSU superstar and rising WNBA face, who just weeks ago was dominating headlines with her fearless play, is now at the center of whispers about a hidden injury that no one saw coming. But here's the twist. While official statements claim she's simply recovering, insiders are saying something much deeper is going on. Reports suggest her condition may be far more serious than the public has been led to believe. The sudden silence from both her camp and the league has only fueled suspicions, with fans flooding social media demanding, what's the real truth about Angel Reese? Did she suffer an injury that could derail her entire career? Was it covered up to protect ticket sales and sponsorship deals? Or is this vanishing act part of a larger plan no one saw coming? One thing is certain, Angel Reese's absence isn't random, and the truth, once revealed, could change everything. When Angel Reese burst onto the national stage, she was more than just a star player, she was a cultural force. Nicknamed the Bayou Barbie, Reese became the face of a new era in women's basketball, blending elite talent with unapologetic swagger. From leading LSU to a historic national championship to stepping into the WNBA as one of the most talked-about rookies, her rise seemed unstoppable. But then, everything changed. Fans who were used to seeing Reese's relentless energy, her signature, rebounding, and her fiery trash talk suddenly noticed something off. Her minutes on the court began to drop. She appeared frustrated, less explosive, and in certain games, absent altogether. Rumors started circulating. Was Angel Reese really injured? And if so, why wasn't the full truth being shared? At first, official sources kept it vague, citing minor issues and load management. But insiders quickly pointed out inconsistencies. A player known for her toughness and resilience doesn't just step away without a fight. And when social media went quiet, no cryptic tweets, no behind-the-scenes updates, the speculation hit a fever pitch. Some fans believed Reese was hiding a lingering hand injury, one she had quietly battled since college. Others whispered about possible fractures or internal issues that were being downplayed to keep sponsors and the league from panicking. A few even suggested that behind the polished PR statements, LSU and Chicago Sky management might be withholding details to control the narrative, adding fuel to the fire. Video clips from practice leaked, showing Reese wearing extra wraps and visibly avoiding contact drills. Observers noticed she wasn't moving with her usual confidence. Was she being protected to avoid aggravating the problem? Or was the injury already more serious than anyone wanted to admit? Meanwhile, her absence has left a major void, both on the court and in the culture of women's basketball. The WNBA relies heavily on young stars like Reese to carry momentum, attract fans, and keep ratings high. Without her, the spotlight dims, and the urgency to bring her back, even if not fully healthy, becomes undeniable. For her teammates, the silence is equally unsettling. Angel Reese isn't just a player, she's a spark. She brings energy, toughness, and swagger that sets the tone for an entire roster. Without her presence, Chicago Sky has looked flat, missing the identity she built. The bigger question remains, why vanish without explanation? Why leave fans and teammates in the dark when her voice has always been loud, confident, and clear? As rumors swirl and evidence mounts, one thing is clear, Angel Reese's injury mystery is no small issue. It could mark a turning point not just in her career, but in how the WNBA handles transparency with its biggest stars. And the truth, when it finally comes out, could either restore faith or shatter trust completely. The mystery around Angel Reese's disappearance didn't just spark conversations. It ignited a firestorm. Basketball fans are no strangers to injuries. Players get sidelined all the time. But this was different. Angel Reese wasn't just another athlete, she was the face of a movement. Every highlight reel, every WNBA promo, every post on social media leaned into her energy and her ability to bring crowds to life. And now, with her sudden absence, the league had a problem it couldn't ignore at first. The official line was simple: load management and personal matters. But those words did little to calm speculation. Instead, they raised more questions. If it were truly load management, why did Reese vanish completely from the spotlight? Why no courtside appearances? Why no locker room visibility? For someone who thrived in the spotlight, silence didn't fit. That silence became the conflict. Fans started piecing together every clue they could find. On TikTok and X, formerly Twitter, theories exploded. Some swore she had a lingering wrist fracture. Others suggested a knee issue. A viral post even claimed she was hiding concussion symptoms after a practice collision, something that, if true, would mean serious long-term consequences. The media ran wild with it. Talk shows debated her absence. Former players and analysts gave conflicting takes. She's fine, some said. She's done for the season, others argued. And through it all, Angel Reese, known for her outspoken confidence, said nothing. But here's where the story took its first shocking twist. Leaked practice footage surfaced, showing Reese in warm-ups with her right hand heavily taped. The clip was grainy, clearly not meant for public release, but it spread like wildfire. Her movements looked stiff, almost cautious, as though she was protecting herself from impact. It was the first real evidence that something wasn't right, and that the official narrative was hiding the truth. Fans reacted instantly. They lied to us. This is bigger than we thought. The conversation shifted from injury rumors to a larger accusation that the WNBA and the Chicago Sky were actively covering up her condition. Why? Because Angel Reese wasn't just a player, she was a brand. If the truth came out that she was more seriously injured than reported, the fallout would be massive. Sponsorship deals could be at risk. Ticket sales could plummet. The hype surrounding the Sky's season, built on Reese's arrival, could collapse overnight. And then came the whispers from insiders. Some claimed team doctors pushed for more rest, while management wanted her back on the court sooner. Others hinted that Reese herself was torn, desperate to prove her toughness but also aware that rushing back could endanger her future. That's when fans realized the true conflict. This wasn't just about an injury. It was about power, image, and control. Who was really deciding Angel Reese's future, her, the doctors, or the league itself? And for the first time, the public began asking a dangerous question: was Angel Reese being silenced? Because if she wasn't injured or if she was hiding something much worse, then this wasn't a minor setback. It was the beginning of a scandal that could shake the foundation of women's basketball. By now, fans weren't just curious about Angel Reese's disappearance, they were furious. The silence from the Chicago Sky and the WNBA created a vacuum. And into that vacuum poured conspiracy, speculation, and outrage. Every sports network debated it. Every podcast ran exclusive theories. The NBA world even began chiming in, with players throwing subtle jabs on social media. Transparency matters, one star tweeted, and fans instantly linked it to Reese's situation. The pressure on the league grew by the hour. But just when it seemed like this was a storm of rumors with no answers in sight, the shocking reveal hit. An investigative reporter dropped a bombshell. Angel Reese's injury wasn't new at all. In fact, according to sources, Reese had been quietly dealing with the issue since her final college season at LSU. The injury wasn't a recent setback, it was a lingering condition that had been managed, hidden, and carefully spun into silence. Fans were stunned. If true, it meant her transition to the WNBA had been staged under false pretenses. Highlight reels and flashy promos painted the picture of a player at 100%, but behind the scenes, there were red flags the public never saw. The report detailed that Reese had undergone treatment sessions in secret, often away from cameras. Her absence wasn't random, it was calculated. They didn't want to risk exposing her condition before her brand was fully launched. One insider claimed that revelation flipped everything upside down. Suddenly, it wasn't about whether Angel Reese was injured. It was about whether the league and her team had intentionally covered up the truth to protect profits, sponsorships, and the hype machine that had been built around her. And that's when the anger turned into betrayal. Fans flooded social media with clips of Reese limping, bracing herself, or moving awkwardly in past games. Footage that, in hindsight, looked glaringly obvious. How did we miss this? One fan wrote. Others accused the media of complicity, arguing that broadcasters knew but chose silence to protect relationships with the league. The shocking reveal didn't just put Angel Reese in the spotlight, it dragged everyone around her into it. Her coaches, her team doctors, even the WNBA's marketing department suddenly had questions to answer. Why was her injury hidden? Who made the call? And most importantly, what did Angel Reese herself know? Because if she was aware of the cover-up, the narrative shifts again. She goes from victim to participant, willingly playing along to protect her career. But if she wasn't aware, if this was orchestrated without her full consent, then the story is darker than anyone imagined. And here's where the escalation hit its peak. whispers began circulating that Reese's absence wasn't temporary at all. According to some sources, she might not return this season. Others pushed the rumor further, suggesting her long-term career was at risk. For fans, that wasn't just shocking, it was devastating. And yet, it was only the beginning. Because as the truth unraveled, one final twist was still waiting, one that could change Angel Reese's legacy forever. The reveal sent shockwaves across the basketball world. And the reactions came in fast and loud. On social media, hashtags like #ReeseCoverUp and #WNBA Exposed trended within hours. Fans who had celebrated her as the future of the league now felt blindsided. "We bought tickets for a dream they knew wasn't real," one angry fan wrote on X, racking up thousands of likes. Another posted, "If the WNBA lied about Reese, what else are they lying about?" The betrayal cut deep because Angel Reese wasn't just any rookie, she was the face of a movement, nicknamed the Bayou Barbie. She brought star power and mainstream attention to the WNBA. She was supposed to be untouchable. And now, the league's golden child was suddenly at the center of a potential scandal. Sports media outlets seized the story with relentless coverage. Talk shows debated who was truly at fault, the Chicago Sky, the WNBA, or Reese herself. ESPN analysts argued whether this was a case of protecting a player or deceiving the fans. One insider even claimed that executives feared the truth could derail the entire momentum of the WNBA's growth. Meanwhile, fellow athletes weighed in. Some WNBA players defended Reese, insisting she had the right to privacy regarding her health. "Players are more than products," one star posted. But others weren't as forgiving. "Transparency builds trust. If fans feel lied to, it hurts all of us," said another veteran. The NBA world also joined the debate. A few stars tweeted cryptic comments that fans immediately tied back to Reese. One NBA guard wrote, "When money comes before health, nobody wins." That single post was reposted tens of thousands of times, adding fuel to the fire. Endorsement brands faced tough questions too. Angel Reese is one of the most marketable young players in basketball, with deals spanning sportswear, fashion, and beauty industries. Suddenly, reporters were asking those brands, "Did you know? Were you told about the injury before signing her?" Most companies stayed silent, but the few statements that did emerge were vague at best, filled with PR spin, and then came the fan divide. One side argued Reese was a victim, a young player caught in the politics of a league, desperate for growth. "She didn't make this decision, they did," fans insisted. They rallied around her, trending hashtags like #StandWithReese, demanding accountability from the WNBA itself. The other side wasn't so forgiving. They accused her of complicity, pointing to moments where she downplayed questions about her health in interviews. "If she lied, she's part of the cover-up," critics fired back. The industry reaction was even more chilling. Whispered reports suggested that if the WNBA was proven to have hidden Reese's true condition, it could trigger legal consequences from lawsuits to sponsorship fallout. League officials scrambled to contain the damage, releasing vague statements about player privacy and protecting athletes, but instead of calming the storm, their silence only made the outrage louder. By now, the Angel Reese saga wasn't just about one player. It was about trust, money, and the future of women's basketball. And then, just when fans thought the scandal couldn't go any further, one final twist threatened to flip everything upside down. Just when the controversy surrounding Angel Reese's disappearance seemed to hit its peak, a bombshell twist emerged, one that left even her most loyal fans stunned. A leaked audio recording, allegedly from a closed-door team meeting, surfaced online. In it, voices believed to be senior Chicago Sky officials discussed managing the narrative around Reese's absence. The most shocking line. Someone can be heard saying, "If the truth comes out, we lose everything we've built this season." The recording spread like wildfire, igniting accusations that the WNBA and the Sky deliberately misled the public. Fans who had already felt betrayed now demanded answers more aggressively than ever. Was this truly about protecting Angel Reese's health, or was it about protecting the league's profits? And then came the most unexpected move. Reese herself broke her silence with a cryptic late-night post. No words. Just a black screen with a single emoji, the hourglass. Within minutes, the internet exploded. Was she hinting at a major reveal? Was she confirming the cover-up? Or was she signaling that the truth was about to come out, on HER terms? Speculation went into overdrive. Some insiders claimed Reese was preparing a tell-all interview that could expose everything. Others suggested she was being pressured to stay quiet with her entire career on the line if she spoke out. Rumors swirled that high-profile lawyers had stepped in, fueling even more theories that the situation was bigger and darker than anyone imagined. Meanwhile, reports surfaced that Reese had been spotted working out privately, looking far from the career-threatening injury narrative fans had been sold. If true, this would confirm that the official story was indeed a smokescreen. The league now finds itself standing on the edge of chaos. If Reese speaks, the fallout could reshape the WNBA's credibility forever. But if she stays silent, fans may never forgive her or the league. And here's the kicker. Reese has teased a big announcement scheduled for next week. Will it be her triumphant return, a shocking expose, or a bombshell revelation that destroys everything the WNBA has built? One thing is certain, this isn't over. In fact, the real story may only just be beginning. So now we're left with the question everyone's asking. What is Angel Reese hiding? And what's about to come out? The cryptic post, the leaked audio, the whispers of lawyers and all of it points to something massive brewing behind the scenes. And let's be real, if even half of this is true, the WNBA could be facing its biggest scandal in years. But here's where you come in. This story isn't just about Reese, it's about the fight for transparency in sports. About athletes taking back control of their own narratives. And about whether we can actually trust the leagues we love. Do you believe Angel Reese is really injured, or is this all a carefully planned cover-up to protect bigger interests? Drop your thoughts in the comments, I want to hear what you think. And if Reese does go public, trust me, it's going to shake the entire sports world. We'll be here breaking it all down the second it happens, so make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because you don't want to miss the moment the truth drops. One final thing, remember the hourglass emoji Reese posted. Time is ticking. Something big is coming. And when it does, we'll be right here to unpack every twist and every secret the league doesn't want you to know. This is bigger than basketball. This is about power, truth, and the courage to speak out. So stay locked in, because Angel Reese's next move could change everything.